Check mic. All right, we should be live. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Hopefully. Let's put this chat up. Just give me a one, guys, in the chat if you can hear me. What's going on, Jeff? Kryptonian, Carl J, how you guys doing tonight? What is going on? Pretty late for a live stream, I know. Planet VW, what's up? It's been a while. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Golden Key says one, thank you. All right, let's take this down. Good. Hut dude, what's going on? Carl. Elias, how you doing tonight? All right, everything looks good. Systems are all go, I guess. Much better than last time. How is everyone feeling tonight? Carl J says, blast off rockets. Planet VW, good to see you tonight. Jeff Norman, what's up? Let's go AMC. Yeah, good day today, right? All across the board. It was weird. When I got up this morning, I went to go look at the tickers, and I hadn't refreshed the screen. And I hit the button to refresh. All of a sudden, the whole thing's green. I'm like, what the hell happened? Kind of crazy with a jobs report, right? Elias says, not bad, Mass. Just checking in. Thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you in the chat. You stay as long as you want. Yeah, September jobs reports. Crazy. So we came in almost double what the expectations were, right? See if you can pop this up real quick. And how do I get myself inside here? Okay. Let's go outside and then close this. There we go. That should pop up. And I'll just move myself over here. There we go. All right. Jobs payrolls grew by so I think we wanted to come in at somewhere around 175. Economists had estimated 170,000 jobs were added last month, according to a Bloomberg survey. And our actual number was 336. Despite high rates, so we're still sizzling right now. Sizzling. And you could see it in the market. We had a huge drop off this morning. Huge. And then it just came roaring back because some of the other numbers, which were interesting, well, actually, they're probably to be expected, right? See, and so I guess that's a good signal for the economy. What I was listening to earlier, a couple guys were talking about that this might be the flush and that everything is going to be smooth sailing from here on in. Now, that's not me speaking. That was the so-called experts saying we might have a strong finish now going into earnings next week. I would say be cautious. Planet VW says still holding since January 28th, 2021. I'm right behind you, bro. March is my date. 65 to break even. Planet VW says, so is today's movement due to Swift? I think, well, if I looked at, and almost everything was up today. Besides one of my sleeper stocks. Everything was up. I think we just saw the overall market possibly take a turn for the better. I think a lot of things were priced in already before we got to today, and then when people took a closer look at the numbers and seeing that wages are down, that plus possibly the writers, the auto workers strike not expanding, right? Because that was the rumor, was we were going to see a bigger number for people going on strike in the auto industry, but seems like that's off the table now. They're not going to expand the strike. So I think that gave a good signal to the market. Huttu says 38 to break even. You want to get more than that, right? Huttu? Table Rock Guy, what's going on? He says, yo, it's Friday, no work tomorrow. Yay. It is Friday. How you doing tonight, Table Rock Guy? Plan VW says, well, the laws are changing with the exchanges now liable for hedge funds. Yeah, there was some interesting stuff developing in the last couple of days with that, huh? The lawsuits and yeah, I don't know where this is going, especially right now because we have all this uncertainty in Congress. I mean, look how fast this story went away about the fire alarm getting pulled before the vote. No one's even talking about that anymore. Carl J says good prices, both most. Yeah, well, me personally, I want to see how earnings start coming back because we got some big boys reporting next week. Now, if that continues to be strong as well, but I'm liking the price action. What are we almost went up $1 today, right? We closed at 926. Pull this chart up. Take a looky-loo here. I hate this mountain display. Yeah, I mean, that is a hell of a move right there, right? Really, that right at 10:30, right? Right before 10:15, just took right off. Consolidated a little bit at the end of the day here. I'm fine with that. That's a good looking chart. Now, whether that continues or not, I don't know. I hope so. For all our sakes. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy day. So yeah, we'll see what happens with earnings. We'll see. I don't want to make too many assumptions yet on what's going up. Planet VW says, my biggest head scratcher mass is that the price value never got converted over to AMC price during the conversion. No one's talking about that. No, I think we discussed it. We did talk about it, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, they sucked 1.2 billion out of our market cap, right? In a matter of days. Which was awful. And I don't think anyone expected that to come. Table Rock Guy says, boss gave me a promotion this week. Nice, man. That's good. Good stuff. That's what I like to hear. Carl J says, a lot of stocks look like that today. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, so if someone's asking me for specifics on why we ran today, I think just because the market ran has been kicked to shit over the last, since what? When? July, I think, was the last time we had a day like this. A lot of this has been already priced in. So you look around. I mean, Disney went up $2.13 today. Based off what news? They don't have any good news. They actually went up today. Tesla barely made a move. GME was up today, 37 cents. And they had been on a, 4 or 5 day downslide? Something crazy like that, right? Let me see. GME. Something ridiculous. Put this up. Nope. How about this? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that might be something to keep our eyes on, huh? But yeah, everything made a huge bounce today, right around the same time. Ed says AA will drop some shares soon. When we hit 10, you think that's the number, Ed? Look, if we go on a run, then he better be able to hold off, man, for some better numbers. Just sold 40 million shares into the market. I thought we would get some kind of notice that we wouldn't be going any further with dilution this year, but I suppose that's on the table for any day, right? But I hope he takes his time next time he drops. That's another thing, right? About the market, which is surprising because you would have thought with today's numbers that we would see people starting to panic a little bit about getting a rate hike, but all the so-called experts are saying that this is it and we should see the bull run to the end of the year. JRAS 218 says Planet VW stock price equals market cap divided by free float. Vin Cool, what's going on tonight, man? How you doing? Vin Cool says, I'm still wondering where the AMC 50 million FTDs pre-split went. With the price action just knifing, they have to be delivered at some point somewhere. So, Vin, there is like on the spreadsheet when the FTDs are listed, I believe there is a closing date on the farthest. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Column. The farthest column has the FTDs when they closed. I'm pretty sure. Planet VW says we should have, but I wish someone look when it's that amount of FTDs on one day on a stock that has 150 million float. You would think that would have been investigated by everyone, right? But clearly, that's not where the priorities are of everyone who's in charge. I think it was today or yesterday about the SEC, the guy who was tasked as being the enforcer. SEC, that he's under investigation for some kind of fraud. Can I find it here? I don't see it coming up. I thought that was the case. Vin, that's one hell of a question, man. I wish I could. It does defy market mechanics. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. 100%. I don't think for a second that anything is up and up right now. I am not delusional to believe that. My biggest concern is at some point will they start positions, whether forced to or not, and will they just allow this thing to go nuts? Because I tell you, after going to see Dumb Money again, it brought me right back to January 2021. And it just, got me thinking. And you would like to think after something like that happens and it causes such a stir and everything that it drummed up, right? All of the creation of, Ape Nation and us backing AMC and GME and some of these other stocks, you would have thought that would have been sent the message. But I don't believe so. Because ever since then, we had one little hearing where they brought in Vlad from Robinhood and Ken Griffin and a couple other people. They lied, perjured themselves, and we've got no justice. And I don't think anything's changed from that. Clearly not, because Gensler sent out the GameStop report and it came back basically saying there were no infractions, nothing was foul, nothing was amiss, everything was on the up and up. So lost all faith in anything like that, as far as them protecting us or again, I think a lot of the fines that are going on, a lot of the slaps on the wrist are just a cost of doing business. Again, you are just basically asking these people to break the law again if the penalties are going to be so ridiculously if they're going to be so weak. Huttu says, what do you think is the new catalyst? No catalyst, man. You know me. I stopped talking about catalysts. I want to say like in the fall of 2021. I stopped using that word because every time someone was mentioning catalyst and that word was getting thrown around over and over and over again, I just took it out of my vocabulary because every time we thought that something was going to cause a price run, it never came true. So I stopped using those words. Hatu says market crashes maybe. If these guys get called and they are completely over leveraged, you just don't know, right? We just don't know. I wish I had the answers to this because I could tell you I could really use the money right now. Holding on to this stock has been painful. You guys don't even know. Actually, you do. You all know. Vin says, Huttu, Bidenomics is a new catalyst. By the way, speaking of which, Vin, we are in the best economic recovery times ever. So I saw today, if you want to get a 30-year fixed on a $500,000 mortgage, they want you to be making $120K. And on that payment would be about $3,600 a month. Like, I have been completely phased out of the housing market. There's just, not only do I not have the cash right now because it's all tied up in the market, but even if I wanted to, unless it was to $300 a share, $400 a share, I don't think I'm going to be able to buy a house. Klaus Schwab was right when he said, well, I don't know if he means that. I don't know if he is going to be right about that we'll be happy, but we own nothing. That's for sure. Pocus, what's going on, man? Pocus says herder holding through murder and beyond. Yeah, man. We all are. JRS 2218 says, Mass, what's up, Mass? Hope all is good, my man. Much love. Much love back to you, man. I appreciate the support. All you guys who are in here right now, appreciate the late night support. Thank you guys. It's good to have other people to talk to and commiserate with, right? I saw those numbers today, and man, they're disheartening to see that I've been completely priced out of the market. There's just no way on God's green earth I could afford to buy a house right now. Bidenomics is terrible. And the fact that he keeps bragging about it, how is the mainstream still with that message? That's why these platforms and people out here doing independent journalism are so important. Not that the average American doesn't know right now that Bidenomics is terrible, but they're going to try to keep restricting. I mean, man, right now, up here, they're talking about banning certain content or at least having it. Let me see what the actual thing is. So they want to regulate podcasts right now. Here we go. I'll show you guys this real quick. CRTC sets threshold for online streaming services subject to Bill C-11. So it says the Canadian Radio and Television Telecommunications Commission has set a threshold that determines which online streaming services will be subject to new laws arising from the Online Streaming Act, formerly known as Bill C-11. It says social media services and online services offering podcasts must register, while social media users or individuals who use social media to share podcasts do not have to do so. Basically, right now, they want to regulate anyone that's having a podcast. Starting Friday, the CRTC is also requiring certain online streaming services to provide it with information related to their content and subscribership, and to make content available in a way that is not tied to a specific mobile or internet service. These guys are crazy. They're crazy. Absolutely nuts. Andrew, what's going on, man? How you doing tonight? Andrew says, price action due to algo following the January run to the day. Pattern is exact. The price action on AMC is clear. It's not a fundamental play. Did someone say that we're squeezing right now, Andrew? Based off the chart? Table Rock Guy says, I got my 15-year mortgage 2 years ago at 2.13. I think I timed out my loan. Oh, yeah. You kidding me? I mean, that's an amazing rate. Planet VW says, BlackRock doesn't want you to own anything or rent homes. Well, that's the thing, man. Who can, if no one can afford to buy right now, the average person probably on our stream right now is not clearing 120K a year. So who's going to buy up all those properties? BlackRock. 100%. We'll all be renters forever, unless some miracle happens very shortly. But again, I can't count on that. Dr. McLevin, what's going on, brother? Dr. McLevin says, I'm an expensive bag holder in AMC and kind of give up on it. I moved on to other stocks to focus on. Yeah, man. I mean, Dr. McLevin, I hear you. I'm looking around, seeing what's going on. I have some stocks I have my eyes on. As you guys know, I have my second biggest positions in Palantir. I think Palantir is going to be a good stock for the future. So I'm trying not to sell it. But then again, even with something like Palantir, you know, it's been fluctuating between like 13 and 18 bucks for the last couple of weeks. I should be just day trading that. Finger was up 70 cents today. Yeah, only ticker was down today was SOBR. Was down big. Not big. Actually, that was the only one down. But it's down, let me see. The last month, I mean, the 52 high low 427 and 66 cents. It's at 95 right now. They need some good news. But I hear you, Doc. There's other stocks out there that you can play around with and make money on. You don't have to necessarily get in and out of AMC, right? There's plenty of other plays out there you can make money on right now. I mean, shit, Disney was up $2 today. I can't believe that. That's when you know it's the broader market and not the stocks themselves. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with earnings this week. I think if we do start seeing good earnings coming in, we could see a bull run to the end of the year. I don't know how long it will last. Vincool says, Ants Trades algo tracking gives me some hope retail will be redeemed. What is he saying, Vin? Andrew says he called today all week that we would see a bounce up. We would see the bottom on Friday. The market would take off. Andrew says every video he said no way we don't run before today. He was right. 1796 Patriot. What the hell, man? Come on, bro. How you doing tonight, brother? All right, I got some of my OGs in the chat now. We got 55 in the chat. We're getting there. We're getting there. Pocus says nope. Nope. You guys are funny. XRP, XLM, no more stock market. I tell you, besides these couple stocks that I am planning on holding for like the next 5-6 years, like the Palantir, like SOBR. Yeah, when I make my money from AMC and GME, I'm going to be taking a break for sure. No doubt about it. Look, there are certain things right now that are going on in the market that can be fixed without a huge struggle. The problem is who is going to infiltrate and get Congress to move their ass and pass some legislation to do it. I mean, right now, you got eight Republicans voting with 120 Democrats to oust the speaker. It's crazy. There's other things going on right, and they got to get McHenry out of there, right? I don't know if you guys watched my video earlier, but yeah, McHenry definitely can't stay as the Speaker of the House. That guy's crooked as hell. Crooked as hell. 1796 Patriot says you can dock my pay. Junior says I've killed Disney puts the last few weeks. There you go, man. See, there's money to be made out there. There is money to be made. They're going to continue to struggle, man, until they figure out. Well, first of all, they probably got a lot of internal issues right now and they got weeding to do. They need to completely clean house and get all of that nonsense rot out of there. But I don't think that's going to happen. They just launched a show on ESPN Plus, featuring Ibram X. Kendi, the guy who's being investigated by BU for misappropriating $44 million in funds. They just put a show on ESPN, their streaming service that you have to pay for. Who the fuck wants to go watch Ibram X. Kendi tell you how the NFL is comparable to slavery? So clearly, Iger is not getting the message, because that should have been canceled. That should have been canceled before even the first episode aired. Seeing what happened with the stock price and with the numbers coming back from the movies. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious people can make it to Disney. They'll switch it up. Planet VW says Ants Trades is taking no prisoners. Look, man, I am always rooting for Ants Trades to be right. I am always rooting for Ants Trades to be right. I did one video on Ants Trades way back when he did that chart matchup and he said we were squeezing. And that was it, right? And I just pointed out that there's all different kinds of conditions that you need in order to have a massive short squeeze like we've had before. It's not just the chart and the price action. 1796 Patriot says you can dox my pay. But I did hit the like button. I appreciate that. If you guys remember to hit the like. Andrew says he is seeing 12 to 16 next week. That's a good first step. That's a good first step. Honestly, I'm hoping that the next time this thing runs, we see large jumps in price, large increments. We've seen this stock move 15, 20 points in a day. That's what I'm looking for, right? I'll take 12 to 16 all day. All day. Vin says, I've added to my long positions, but just sitting on the sidelines and learning to day trade. Yeah, Vin, that is a good thing. Learn how to make money in the meantime. It's important. All retail should be doing that. Like, I understand the whole thing with buying and holding AMC, right? I've been doing it for the last 2.5 years with you guys. But you know, as I said a couple weeks back, anything going forward is up for grabs. I will hold my original position, but after all the shellackings and beatings we've taken, I'm not going to be afraid to take profits from the big guys if I can. That was the whole point of this, right? We want to take some profits from them, and all they've been doing is take on that side. I'm sick of giving. Andrew says, got to pop to 30 for that big run. What would we need to get back to like all-time highs again? After the reverse split. Help me out, chat. Carl J says, I want to see those talking heads on CNBC eat. Planet VW says, AA is most likely going to drop shares above 10 or 15. You think if we get to double digits that AA will drop shares? I hope not, man. I think we've been more than accommodating. Yeah, Planet VW, 720, right. 72 at the 10 for 1. Right. Yep, you got it. I always forget if we went to 72 in pre-market or for what it was when the market closed at on June 1st or June 2nd. Carl J says jobs numbers caught the shorts today in the market. Vin says more dilution doesn't make sense. Hang on. Let me put this up. Vin says more dilution doesn't make sense with the scale of revenue from these concert movies. AA can supplement with these for better profits than Hollywood studio content. Dilution would be greedy as fuck. Here's the thing. With that said, Vin, I wouldn't be shocked if we did see him drop shares at double digits. Andrew says he doesn't think so. I just, I never know. I never know what's coming. Andrew says, Vin, I totally agree. Doc says, I stopped buying AMC shares as soon as Adam Aaron was doing the reverse. There you go, man. Look, everyone is entitled to their opinion here. That's why I do these live streams, right? And now, look, Doc, you can get in at cheap if you want to buy now. I mean, at pennies on the dollar, right? Kryptonian says, I'm baffled at the simple fact that they need us to reinvest in the market. So why they are not? Yeah, I know. That is a big thing, right? And especially when they are constantly left and right finding the institutions for all of these shady practices that they're doing. It's like, man, do you want everyone to lose faith in the market? Because it's working right now. The way that you guys are conducting yourselves, this is to the SEC and the rest of them. It doesn't give shareholders much faith in the market at all. And again, I understand the concept of Gary Gensler not wanting to come out and saying, hey, the market is totally corrupt. We got everyone trading in dark pools, payment for order flow. They're marking everything wrong. Like that would be a disaster, right? We would see probably some kind of huge sell-off. So they can't do that. But they can start to implement some of these rules to make the trading fair. All we want is a legit playing space, right? All we want to do is be able to speculate with the big boys, look at stocks and figure out where that price could be a little bit down. Whatever it is, shorting, going long. All we want is a squared off playing field so that we can invest accordingly. But if you rig the game before we even have a chance, to get a W, you're going to lose a lot of people in the market. And I don't think that's necessarily what they want to see. A lot of people are making a lot of money from retail just being in the market, right? It's keeping the brokerage apps. I mean, using the brokerage apps, all those things are producing capital, right? And especially since they got us all into this space. Now, unfortunately, to learn how crooked some of it is, and that, there's a lot of bad actors at play here, and there's a lot of stuff that's coming from lobbyists in order to circumvent the system. Andrew says he doesn't need to dilute right now. Swift is going to do bank with the ticket sales and merch. By the way, what are those ticket sales at right now? Have we got a number for the opening weekend? I think it's coming up. Let's see. All right, let's see where the most recent article is here. They don't have one article from October. It's all from... Here we go. Hang on. Let's throw this up. All right. So right now, past 100 million. This is from today. Movie theater chain AMC announced Thursday Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour concert film, has passed 100 million in global pre-sales. Announcement comes just a week before the film is set to debut worldwide and days after AMC announced it struck a deal to distribute Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. Swift's film is responsible for AMC's domestic record for the highest ticket sales revenue during a single day and will play in over 8,500 theaters around the world. The film is the latest wave in explosion of economic activity that surrounded the Eras Tour, which is estimated to have generated up to $4.6 billion, in consumer spending, according to projections from research company Question Pro. Wow. So far this year, 5 films have grossed over 100 million domestically in an opening weekend. Barbie, Super Mario, Spider-Man, Guardians, and Ant-Man. Some damn good company, huh? By the way, who thinks that they threw the game the other night so that KC could win? That holding call? Bullshit. Wow really says they are holding it out as long as they can. Once it breaks, I hope so, brother. They'd be kicking this can forever. Sick of the can getting kicked. Get that chat back up. Planet VW says if you win, you can buy a home. They don't want us to win and own anything. Yeah, I know that's the problem. Again, just everything finding out about this guy, McHenry, who took over for Maxine Waters as the head of the House Finance Committee. I gave him a bunch of credit the other night when he was grilling Gensler, when Gensler went to Congress to testify. And come to find out that he's just as shady as anyone else out there, right? He's taking donations from Virtue. All kinds of things are going on. And it's just, I don't know how we're supposed to put any faith in these people when they're clearly bought and paid for before they even get to their positions of power, really. Planet VW says back with Swift making big money. I agree. That's what I'm hoping, man. I hope that we have no more dilution this year, to be honest with you. If we're gonna rake in a couple billion from the concerts and all the movies in Q4, I think that should be satisfying enough. Yeah, the numbers are amazing. Again, I can't fault Adam Aaron for inking these deals and getting the distribution rights, being able to sell them and make money at other theaters, right? He's going to take money from the other theater chains out there. So, again, brilliant business decision to do this, which is why I haven't completely lost all faith in him, like a lot of people have. And again, I couldn't be staying in AMC right now and holding the stock if I had no faith in Adam Aaron. Now, I don't think he's trying any way, shape, or form, but I believe he wants to help his company, and that's ultimately what helps us. We need good numbers. Andrew says, and still a week away, 100 million pre-sale, the highest ever. Lucy, what's up, girl? How you doing tonight? Much love, Lucy. 1796 Patriot. Oh, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. Yeah, this is definitely something we got to talk about, man. Because I heard someone say the other day that we need a delegation to put together a delegation to go to Congress. The thing is, we need to find a Congress person who's willing to meet with us. But I think that is 100% the next step that we should be taking as retail. Because getting someone on the board is going to be very difficult. Getting someone on the board at AMC is going to be extremely difficult to try to vet out someone that all shit on. And that's just hard, right? Getting a delegation of people together to go and talk to a congressman who can bring some legislation to the floor is a whole different story. You got to find someone who is not establishment, though, right? Like we just saw happen this week. That's why I made that video earlier. I think that was a huge move for the everyday average American out there that is sick of what's going on and tired of the corruption and the lobbyists. You saw what happened when Matt Gaetz talked about the donation of the lobbyist. He got booed by the entire Congress. What does that tell you? I think that idea of sending a delegation is a great idea. You need to find the congressman, and then he's got to get the votes, right? Now, there are a couple guys who were in there right now in Congress who I think are okay. Just a few, though. Just a few. Again, we have to look through everyone's financials to figure out, would we be able to get the votes if we wanted to say, just the simple things that we want to change, especially the transparency. It's one of the biggest ones, right? Michael says, but 1796 Patriot, yeah, man. I think letters and calls help. I've already reached out to Custer, who is up in NH, but she's not going to do it. Now, the person she's running against is trying to take her chair. Maybe if she wins, we could get in. Michael says, Dish isn't the company, very oversold, which made for 3/4 of $207 from $33 to $34.49, which didn't even go up with the market today. I haven't looked into Dish too much, Michael. To be honest with you, talk on my radar. From 33 to $34.49 and didn't go. Yeah, man, I'm the wrong person to ask about Dish. Vin says, once Swift numbers wrap, every artist will be knocking AMC's door down. I'd put stock on that. The more the merrier, man. The more the merrier. 100%. Andrew says, don't be surprised if Pink is the next to sign. She's in Kansas City, October 27th and 28th. Not far from AMC office, and Pink made a big statement about Swift and Beyonce being strong women. Strong women. I'm all about strong women. 100%. I see Yuka Frida's in the house. Prometheus is in the house. Prometheus, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Andrew says Pink is pulling in 50 to 60,000 per concert. Huge fan base. Yeah, bring them on. Sign them all. And get the distribution rights to all of them. This should be par for the course going forward for AMC. They have the biggest amount of theaters. Any artist would be a fool not to sign with AMC. It should be a done deal going forward, right? Yuka's in the house. Yuka, what's going on, man? How you doing tonight? Guys, hang on 1 second. I'm going to grab my fan. For some reason, it's super hot in here. I'm just going to grab my fan 1 sec. I'll be right back. That should help a little. Where did I leave off here? Planet VW says, Bigham sounds wild, but he knows the details. Yeah. I would say there's probably 4, 5, 6 guys out there who know what's going on, can speak, would be able to sit down with a congressperson and explain to them what's going on. I don't know if these guys, even half of them, know what's actually happening. Like, does Emmers or any of them actually know what's going on with MMTLP or any of the stocks? Do they truly know? I know that when they had the hearing for the GameStop fiasco, I think one was talking about. No one else even, they don't even know how to pronounce half of the words. It's crazy. Got to find someone who has a background either in the economy or the market, but they can't be establishment. And then we got to find out some other way that, maybe in the SEC, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I think putting together a delegation to go talk to a congressperson is a good idea. I think it's about time. Again, I don't think that a strike, I don't think that a protest or anything like that is gonna make a difference. We saw what happened in 2011 with Occupy Wall Street, and gotten worse since then. But it did give me hope this week, seeing the ability of just a few patriotic congressmen and women taking a stand against someone in the establishment. And look at all the boo-hoo whining and crying going on both sides of the aisle. I mean, Hillary Clinton's upset that Kevin McCarthy isn't speaker anymore. Why? Why is Hillary Clinton clear? First of all, she's not in government anymore, right? Again, those are all signals to me that this was the right move by Matt Gaetz. This was the move to make. And you rip now, and you cause some dissent among the party, and maybe it doesn't look good, all the people who were supposed to be going to Congress to be disruptors, the squad that was supposed to be progressive, they are all in lockstep, right? They are all right now, as AOC said, they are a well-oiled machine. They're all on the same page. They want to keep funding Ukraine and everything else. And yeah, they just got in line, right? They could have done this when Pelosi had the gavel back in 2020. They could have held her to her word and, maybe gotten Medicare for all or something to do with minimum wage, all the things that Biden promised before he came into office. And they didn't. And they didn't. They got right in behind and backed Mama Bear Pelosi, remember? So shout out to Matt Gaetz. That took some nuts and he did it. And I remember, I think it was on Friday, I was reading I think it was Matt Gaetz' thread. And I was like, hey, man, now is time, step up. Like, you're doing the threatening, but I'll believe it when I see it. And he came through. So I'll vote for him any day. Andrew says, if Fu signs, Moas is a given. Ellie, what's going on tonight? How you doing, girl? Ellie says, hey, Mass, everyone. What an exciting day today. Glad I bought some AMC options this morning. Nice call. Nice call. 1796 Patriot says, Gates is maybe the guy to talk to. Yeah, I thought about that. He's got a lot going on right now, right? They're trying to throw him out right now. Which, again, tells you everything you need to know about where these guys stand. For him to come out and give that speech and make that speech in front, and they wouldn't even give him the mic. If you noticed, he was on the Democratic side of the House because the Republicans wouldn't give him the mic. So we had to make that speech from the Democrat side. And the fact that they all booed him when he talked about being bought and paid for by the lobbyists, what a bunch of frauds, huh? They all got to go, man. They all got to go. And we'll see what happens. We'll see who becomes speaker. Now, Kevin McCarthy came through with none of the promises that he made, right? They wanted to fire the 87,000 IRS agents. That hasn't been done. They wanted to release all the J6 tapes. That hasn't been done. He didn't come through with anything. So I don't have any problem with him going the way of the dodo, because if you can't keep your word, what good are you? What good are you if you can't keep your word? Kryptonian says, I took a new position in a new state with better tax system, but my rent eats up a good portion of the raise, and I live on the cheap to save what I can. So frustrating. I hear you, man. It is frustrating. It doesn't get much more frustrating than this. Although I do believe the next 12 months, in the greater scheme of things, is going to be worse than 2020. Look, Hillary Clinton just came out and said that they need to start re-educating Republican this year. And that's really what she's saying. She can call it MAGA Trump extremists all she wants. But the fact is, this party is not behind any other candidate. Just look at the polling numbers. So she's really speaking to her deplorables, right? That's who she's talking about. That they need to be in some kind of re-education camps. They are not fucking around. They do not want to lose this election. I don't know what they're going to do to make that happen, but I think it's going to be worse than 2020. Michael says AMC did great this week. Michael, yeah, I could help you with the dish numbers, but I just don't know much about the company or their fundamentals or anything, man. I know, Yuka. Where you been? Long time no see, man. Why do you have headphones on? That's a good so I can hear myself and back up off the mic or get closer if I need to. Censored Content says, radar dish, LOL. What's up, Censored Content? How you doing tonight? Yuka says, Ellie, I drove around Redondo looking for you. Is that where you are, Ellie? You're in Redondo Beach? Backyard Boogie, what's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. How are you? You guys kill me with this mushroom thing. I need to get to the bottom of that story. Gia, how you doing tonight? Says we need some Selena Gomez to make one. Oh, I love that. Big fan, Gia. I'll take any artist that wants to sign because that is just money in the bank for AMC. W says cheaper than her fans buying football tickets. Carl J says at this point, not even mad anymore. Sting as ever holding. Yeah, I think I've gone over some of the disappointment from the reverse split, from the dividend, the ape dividend, all the shit that has happened to us over the last 2.5 years. You know, it's crushed my portfolio, but I mean, we got to move on, right? Yuka says the Island Boys are signing. They got booed off the one live show they did down in Miami, Yuka. Content says Mass thinks he has a fan. What an that's my only fan right there. You guys are funny, man. I gotta come on here to keep myself sane. Andrew says, let's get Mariah's holiday concert at AMC. Anything. Those are all good ideas. Yuka says, no way. Did you really, Yuka? Jeez. Pam, I love you back. How you doing tonight, Pam? Yuka's throwing you mad love right now. Yeah, puts this morning and get burned on him? Oh my god. Of all times. Carl J says AMD calls paid, except I sold way too soon. LOL. Look, there's probably gonna be another chance for people to get in and get out of stocks, I think, before the end of the year. If you want to try and rip some day trades, I think they'll be there. If Island Boys get signed to AMC for a concert, that will be I'll start using Catalyst again. I'll even use MOAS again. If Island Boys signed for a concert. Ellie says, yes, I'm in Madonna. Clients have money to purchase or qualify for property. Yeah, I was looking at the numbers today, Ellie, for our 30-year fixed mortgage, $500,000. They want $120K minimum income. I'm completely fucked right now. I would have had to have sold my AMC in June of 2021 and bought it. Now it's way too late. Way too late. 1796 Patriot says stock retail has the knowledge and the background. What's that? A channel, 1796 Patriot? Stock retail? Like I said, there's a couple guys out there that I definitely think would be awesome for this. We got to find the congressman. That's the biggest thing, right? Got to find the congressman or woman. Either or. Planet VW says Al from Boston. I don't know if I put him on that. We even know who he is if he was in the room with us, Planet VW. Would you know if Al Boston was sitting next to you on the train tomorrow? Did you ever pick him out? Yeah, Ellie, it's crazy about the market, the housing market. I don't understand. Bidenomics, right? Gotta love him. Gotta love the old man. Maxie, what's going on? Maxie says, I guess MOAS can take more than 1 year. I guess so, Maxie. I guess so. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Andrew says stock retail is great and can talk about it intelligently, says 1796 Patriot. Slick Rick, what's going on, man? Slick Rick says club for no growth. Watch out, it's a uniparty. Oh, I'm not. That's what I was saying. When I heard the entire room erupt in boos when Matt Gaetz said that he's tired of everyone just being, bought out by lobbyists, that tells me everything you need to know about these people who are there. And then you have Mitch McConnell coming out and saying, well, the only way we're going to fix this is if we get rid of that rule. Oh, no. We got to keep that rule. That's the only way you can hold anyone accountable for anything. That should be across the board for everyone, including the people on the board at the SEC, at the Treasury Department, the whole nine. You should have certain expectations that you set for yourself, or if you make some promises on something and you don't follow through, that should be your ass. Maxi says, my name is Maximiliano. Maximiliano, Italian name. Maxi Papagianni, I thought would be Italian, man. I had a feeling. Did I pronounce that? Planet VW says, anyone that can show the manipulation and speak, pound direct and clear, you clown, but I don't know. Bucks fan, what's going on tonight, man? Bucks fan says Matt Gaetz is the man, 100%. Yeah. That was a big deal, man. That was a big deal. Big deal. Finally, somebody came through for the people, right? This is what, back in January when he went and wanted the gavel, how many votes did they take? 12 votes in a row? And he couldn't get the votes, right? And so he promised a lot of things to the Freedom Caucus, and now they're about to be in charge. So, bravo. I don't know who's going to be head of the, I don't know who's going to be the new speaker. Maybe Jordan. But I know Jordan was one of the original Freedom Caucus guys. We'll see if they hold him to the same standards, right? I still would like to see the 87,000 IRS agents fired. I still want all the J6 tapes released. We haven't got any of that yet. Kryptonian says, and Gates was holding McCarthy to his word when they elected him. Right. Yep. In the chat, man. 1796 Patriots says 100% Prometheus. What'd you say, Prometheus? Here we go. No one wants to talk about what upset Matt. McCarthy went to Biden. That too, right? Making a backdoor deal to come back to the table and fund Ukraine again. And look, Gates made some good points. We need to start separating these bills. You can't lump in a Ukraine bill with relief for or what was some other things, or the border, trying to protect the border. You can't lump all these things together, man, and then give people no time to even read the bills to see what's in there. Like, that's all got to change. This is completely backwards, the way that they do it. But yeah, Biden going and making a backdoor deal with McCarthy like a snake, and he got called on it. Good. But yeah, that's a great point, Prometheus. I forgot about that. And we'll see what happens with that, man. I mean, I for one am done funding Ukraine. The longer we continue to fund this, we are just funneling more and more men into a meat grinder right now. And we don't know where a majority of the money is even going. $135 billion. You know what we could have done with that in the United States? I think someone said the other day, like, we could have built like some crazy amount of hospitals, schools, and redone all of the highways in the U.S. for that amount of money. Something nuts. Kryptonian says we need Jim Jordan in that position. We'll see if he's got it. He's got the president's vote right now. We shall see. Carl J says politics is shady business. It is, man. It is. I mean, McCarthy had 9 months to deliver a few things that they asked for, and he couldn't do it, right? And again, seeing everyone boohoo, whining, and crying about it, I understand exactly where these people are coming from, right? They don't want the American people knowing that they are completely bought by law. They don't want people knowing that, these people are funding their campaigns year after year, and that their constituency and what their constituents want basically means nothing to them anymore. We've gotten to that point now in 2023. It's clear. Pam says I'm changing my name to Maxi. Bucks fan says end the Rhino Uniparty. Yeah, man. Yeah, it is time. More people like Matt Gaetz and less people like Kevin McCarthy. Yeah. It's a shame, man, how far we have fallen. There's just no representation anymore in Congress, in government. There's none. They don't care what the American people want, what's best for them, who's going to suffer. Look, the border is a clear issue. Speaking of which, you're not going to believe this. I saw this on TV, and I couldn't even believe my ears. All right, so this lady here is a senator, not senator. She's worked somewhere. She's worked somewhere in the New York government. Hang on one second. I'm gonna play this for you. This will blow your mind on what these people think. So they're talking about the.
And in your neighborhood, you've seen a big.
Hang on. Okay. This lady's name is Ramos. I think she's on the city council in New York. I'm not positive, but just take a listen to this.
And in your neighborhood, you've seen a big influx of human trafficking. Yeah. Women on the street, children on the street. What's going on? What can you do about that?
Right. So for folks at home, I represent the neighborhoods of Jackson Heights, Corona, East Elmhurst, that area where I was born and raised. I'm Colombian, the daughter of Colombian immigrants, like many of the migrants, actually. So we naturally attracted a lot of these new families, and what we're seeing, especially along Roosevelt Avenue, is a lot of survival work, right? So we see street vending, we see people waiting to be picked up by construction contractors as day laborers, we see sex workers, we see all sorts of things that people have to do in order to survive. That's why we call it survival work. And while there is human trafficking, the law, unfortunately, does not help distinguish between those who are trafficked and who are not, for us to actually be able to find those bad guys and catch them. So we want to be very careful. We, of course, are not looking necessarily to criminalize people, but we do want them to work within the regulations and within the law as much as possible.
Now, you got to be kidding me. We don't want to criminalize people. Holy shit. So they're okay. This shows you the Democrats. They're okay with this shit going on. Unreal. And they just are standing by doing nothing about it. They don't want to make these people criminals, right? And look, I don't want to make anyone criminals either, but the policy was bad to begin with. And a lot of people tried to warn this administration that this was going to be a problem. And here we are in 2023, and it's only going to get worse. Because there's only so much money to go around. Plus, everyone's protesting against having migrants in their neighborhoods. You know, you got the NIMBYs, not in my backyard. So where do these people turn to when the money runs out? Or do they keep funding this forever? But just to see someone talking like that, a politician, and the complete disregard they have for the people that, you know, are here illegally and, you know, they're not their constituents necessarily. They will be. They're not yet. But just know, I mean, they don't give a shit. Bucks fan says they're going to cheat again. Well, maybe they'll be able to send us to re-education camps before that, and they won't need to. Prometheus says lobbyists should be outlawed. 100%, man. Look, when I was down in D.C. for the protest, We met a couple of the lobbyists, me and a couple of the guys here from the chat, met the lobbyists down in one of the restaurants at the hotel. They got all liquored up that night, the first night we were there. And man, they told some crazy stories about just how corrupt their jobs are. It's sad. But yeah, lobbying should be out. Jimmy G, what's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. How are you, my brother? Andrew. Pam is saying, hi, sweetheart. Oh, Prometheus, I love you. Never mind. Carl J says, Congressman Biggums. I'll vote for Biggums. Maxie says, I guess Moas can take... Oh, I read that already. I got to catch up here in the chat. Sorry. I'm way behind. Yuka says, Mass, back in 2008, the Fed bailed out the banks. That makes the Fed owners of all these banks. The crash that we are expecting will not occur. They know that's what we are expecting. Yeah, Yuka, that's the one thing, right? That is always kind of not sat right with me, because we didn't see this in 2008. We didn't see everyone on the same page as far as what's coming. And so don't you almost think it would be the opposite, whatever they're telling you, right? I can kind of get behind that idea, Yuka. I've thought that many times, saying like, wait a minute, this all makes too much sense. If they are preparing us for this one thing, in my mind, I should be looking the other way, right? But then you see some of the experts out there, you know, making big bets on, you know, the market tanking, and you see a guy like the head of Apple there selling off 88 million in stock the other day. It makes you wonder. I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you guys, but all we can do here is keep spitting facts the best we can. Bucks fan says, I want that Epstein Island list. Good luck with that, man. I don't think we're ever going to see that. Sad as it is, I don't think we're ever going to see the Epstein list. I think it would crush too many people. I think there's too much at stake for that list to come out. It would probably turn the whole country on the elites. And they're having a hard enough time right now dealing with us. I mean, look, it took one guy in Congress to get, 7 other people to vote with him to totally flip the whole chair on its head. Kryptonian says, GG says he needs staff, so we could go use the IRS agents to go out. Yeah, that would be a way we could spend that money, right? Why don't we turn them into SEC agents, and they can just be, you know, constantly watching the market for things that don't make sense, like 50 million FTDs in a day on a stock that has 150 million, 150 float. Pam the Trader says, my last name is a famous name. Is Trader famous? Who's a famous trader, Pam? Prometheus says, lobbying should be illegal. Money should not be deciding laws and policies, nor influencing votes or politicians. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. And they should be out of the market, too. They should not, neither their spouses or any immediate family members, be able to profit from anything in the stock market as long as they are part of making policy, right? And it's funny. We had that, and then the Congress decided to overturn that, right? Uwerk says, 40 days until weather puts Ukraine war at a ceasefire. Is that how far we are from the rainy season there? They'll hit their winter in 40 days, Uwerk? Yeah, look, what just happened the other day is definitely going to hurt the supply chain, right? Everything that's rolling into Ukraine. It's definitely going to slow down the war machine a little bit. Now, I've heard a lot of rumors that there's been some mass surrenders going on, and that the Russian, this is going to get me demonetized right now, motherfuckers, that the Russians are putting out like a mass radio signal in order for people to surrender. Urex says, NATO is out of weapons and so are we. It seems to me that Ukraine narrative is over by December. Yeah, man. I guess the question becomes, is Jim Jordan going to go along? If he does become speaker, is he going to back with the Democrats and fund this Ukraine war? Again, when we talk about the Uniparty, there's only a few people in Congress who are not for the Ukraine war. Everyone else is on board. There are very few defectors from the Ukraine narrative. Few and far between. Carl says, Pam, I thought your last name was Miss Prometheus. Yuka says, you guys are nuts. AMC Wen says, good singing, Yuka. Carl J says, sex workers. Yeah. Crazy, right? And the way she approached it, saying they don't want to criminalize people. Wait a minute. There are people being trafficked, but you don't want to call them criminals. Okay. That's working out good for this country. Simping for the criminals. What was just saw the latest thing was, I think they're shutting down 8 more Walmarts in some of the inner cities. Brick and mortar retail's in big trouble. The more these cities become lawless, the more these DAs infiltrate courtrooms and don't want to prosecute anybody, the worse it's going to get out there. But I think that's all part of the plan, right? What song do you love, Ellie? Oh, Lady in Red. Yeah. Yuka says the Island Boys song. Who's blocked here? Nobody's blocked over here. Pam, I'm in van right now. Riding a couch. Yuka says, make Danny R a mod. Is Danny R in the chat right now? Uh-oh. Watch out, Prometheus. I think Maxie's hitting on Pam right now in the chat. 1796 Patriot says, what policy? There's no policy. It's a free-for-all. Censored Content says, street vendors, is that the new term for... Yeah. No. She called it what it is. She said that there are sex workers out there, too. Those are real. There are actually people out there, street vendors. I've heard just rumors, but people are selling their food stamps for half price to these vendors. And vendors are going out and taking the food stamps and selling them on the streets, the food. This is just a recipe for disaster. Censored Content, I think, was it you that brought up the strategy the other day that we were talking about? I think it was you. Andrew says Danny is a great guy. I'll put Danny in as a mod. I just don't even know. I don't even see him in the chat right now, Andrew. Carl J says, if it makes sense, it don't make sense. Facts. Maxie says, and the difference at 2008 is the system is more corrupt and you have the plunge protection team. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think they can afford, of all the things going wrong right now, if the market crashes on top of everything else. Pam says, I've always wanted to get married on Valentine's Day, but February 14th landed on a weekend, and no on a weekend. No on a weekend, Pam, to get married? By the way, am I invited to the wedding? Or do I have to get that from Prometheus? Yuka says, $17,400,000,000 in U.S. treasuries dumped by BRICS nations. Thanks, Yuka. Hang on. When is this from? A handful of countries from the BRICS alliance are cutting ties with the this ain't good. The U.S. Treasury by offloading Treasury bonds. BRICS is increasingly looking to diversify its portfolios with gold, local currencies, and other commodities such as oil and gas. The move is a hedge against U.S. economic policies that will narrow down the dollar's ability to fund its deficit. Recent data from the U.S. Treasury Department shows that BRICS dumped $18.9 billion in U.S. Treasury bonds. Holy shiznit. I did not see that. That's incredible. Yeah, dollar is definitely on its way out as a reserve currency. That's for sure. There's another thing Gates brought up. So I don't want to, first of all, burden the next 3 generations with $33 trillion in debt. And we're losing the dollar as a reserve currency of the world. These are all major problems that seems to just be bouncing off everyone like it's no big deal. Dream of Stuff says, we bounce because this places into what Powell has been saying, soft landing. He wants inflation down. With maximum employment, this jobs data was good, but the bears and fudders wants to think it's bad. No, I was just saying earlier, Dream of Stuff, I think seeing wages going down, at least not going up, and the strikers not expanding, the auto work strikers not expanding. Although Kaiser Permanente today, 75,000 healthcare workers went on strike, I believe, in California. So that ain't good. But I think that we will see a little bit of a bull run here to possibly to the end of the year. Let's see with earnings. There's some big companies reporting this week. That will probably set the tone for the short term, right? And then we got to start thinking about rate increases, because now we might get one in November. I know some people from the Fed said that they were probably done for the rest of the year. Take that as gospel, that's for sure. It says revolution needed. Yeah, I think B-Rad, this first step I think we saw this week was a step in the right direction. That politicians were, for once, a person in a very powerful position, right? Speaker of the House, the majority, was got his card pulled for not holding up his end of the bargain in order to get the gavel. And we've never seen it before. I don't know if it's necessarily a turning point, but it definitely proved that you can make change. You got to stick with your guns, but you can make change. Carl J says, Creator looks like a great movie. I know a couple people already saw it, Carl J. They said it was awesome. Critical Drinker gave it a great review. I trust him pretty much when it comes to movies. Me and him seem to be on par with some of our all-time favorites, at least what comes out nowadays. Carl J. Yuka says they need to bring down that plane landing strip ahead for a soft landing. Yuka, I Danny R in the chat, bro. Are you pulling my leg? Andrew's the fudster. Bell Creek Laser says that really tied the room together. I don't know. What rug? The thing behind me? Yuka said, I can't trust Jesus anymore. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself, but my neighbor as a husband, and I'm tempted. Oh, man. Do not covet thy neighbor's wife. Come on. It's in the 10 Commandments, Yuka. Keep it together, man. Keep it together. Oh, Danny tweeted me. He's blocked from the channel. Hold on. I have no idea why. I haven't blocked anyone. In the here, right here. This one. Wait, hold on. It's in the tweet from tonight's video. Danny, why am I blocked on your channel? All right, tell him to hang back. Hopefully I don't. All right, I'm gonna go over to YouTube real quick. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. Okay, I think I can do it from here. Man, Pam used to be able to walk me through this. Okay. Hang on. Mods, hidden users. Here we go. Let me see Danny. If I see Danny. Oh, yeah, I see him. He is here. Okay, hang on. I'm going to take him out. I wonder who did that. Okay. Let me just refresh this page. You can tell him it's good. Should be good. There we go. All right. He should be good. Let's see. Dreamer Stuff says, man, imagine Trump gets it. He did mention the chance of a short term before presidency. That would be wild, man, for him to have to sit down and negotiate out with Biden. God, he could make him look ridiculous, right? You guys are nuts. Prometheus says all BRIC nations are in bed with China. It is a coordinated and orchestrated coup on the American economy by China. By the globalists, man. They want to see the West suffer. They think America has had too good for too long, and Australia, and, you know, Europe, New Zealand, all those places, right? This is absolutely 100% a coordinated effort. Look, the World Economic Forum just took over a military base in the Darien Gap in Panama, which is the main connection point between South America and and coming up here, right, to the States. What business do they have there? Carl J says, love sci-fi movies. It's the future. It's the future they're telling about. Yeah, I love them too, man. I can't wait for Dune 2 to come out. Yeah, let Danny know he should be good to come in now. I definitely just took him off of the blocked page. I don't know. Pam, you got me. I can't believe how long that list is. I haven't blocked anyone. Uberg says, this week in the market was violent. It really feels like things are about to drop. Today was saying that this was the flush, that that was the bottom was this morning. We were just waiting for that news to come out. And once that kind of tapered off, that's why we saw the run today. And they think it's full steam ahead going forward. And I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I think we still have an interest rate hike coming and some other things that, you know, I don't know how earnings are going to be for this quarter for some of these big companies. I'd like to see it keep going. WW3 hits it's all of North America plus Europe and India versus the world. I don't know if India and Canada will get along right now. I don't know if they would take up arms together. Right? Seems like Modi and Trudeau are at odds right now. Yuka says the spice must flow. Mass, so who listens? The father says one thing and the son says another. I'll just follow Lucci. All right, did we get Danny in yet? You sent Danny a message? Okay, cool. 1796 Patriot says, don't take him out, Mass, bring him in. Yeah, Danny, say hi so we can see you. Thanks, Pam. Carl says you can't judge a man by the beer he drinks. Danny drinks Bud Light, but that's okay. How do you know? Does he? Pocus says unblock them all. I don't think a lot of them are real people, Pocus. I was just looking at the list a little bit. I'm like, I don't know any of these names. I'm sure some of the mods took people out in the past. Maybe even mods I don't have anymore. Mike, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the chat. Pam says Kenny G did it. Pam, can't you see in there who's blocked and who's not? Or do you not have that? Can you not get that high up in the chat? I mean, in the app. I thought you had permission to do that. Carl J says, I love doing cool movies. Spice must flow. Yes. All right, Danny got the message. Mike says, chillin'. Good to see you, Mike. Yeah, I like Danny. I don't know who would have closed him out. He never said anything mean to me. Yuka says Mass is shortened. What other videos did I download for tonight? Did I download any other videos? It was that one, the McHenry, Lauer. Wait, did anybody see the video from earlier today? And he says, I sent Danny a message. That was pretty crazy what almost, well, actually, that went into that bill, right? Yeah, here's where I was just saying that the Economic Forum in Darien Gap. Take a look at this video from today. Or this is from this week. Hang on. Shit's nuts. Is that not just the craziest thing you've ever seen? Holy smokes. I don't know where the money is going to come to keep all these people fed and clothed and a roof over their heads and just the little things they need, to get by, especially if they're not going to allow these people to work. How they're going to figure that out between the IDs and the voting in 2024. It is just a messed up situation. Pam says, you gave me administrative access, but it's just a title, no access. What? Is that on my end? Yuka says, Mash, she kidnapped herself. Mike says, I'm just here to vote for Trump, Speaker of the House, even for 30 days. It would be great, but they would, Mike, they would freak out. I mean, look what they did just because McCarthy lost the seat, right? They're having a meltdown. The Democrats are having a meltdown. Not just the Republicans. The Democrats are having a meltdown. I think because they vote out McCarthy and now they realize it could be worse, right? They could get stuck with an actual member of the Freedom Caucus, which is the last thing they want, right? Yuka says, Mass, when I immigrated from Nicaragua, that is how we came. We crossed the river just like that. Yeah, Yuka, in the Darien Gap. Were there that many people there when you came? And you're probably pulling my chain right now. Carl J says, Doom was supposed to be the next Star Wars, didn't quite make it. Yeah, it suffered a little bit, I think, from the delays and everything, right? It did. I mean, it had a great cast. I think releasing it on HBO Max the same day was a problem. So thank God we got that straightened out. We now have at least 45 days before release to streaming. I think that had a big effect on it. I really do. I think that Dune 2 this time around will do much better just because it's not getting released onto streaming right away. I hope at least. It won a ton of Academy Awards. And again, it had a great cast, right? All-star cast. Mike says, who's going to pay for their iPhone 15s? If you go to Philly, you can get them for free. I saw. Go to Philly and ask for someone called Meatball. They can direct you to the iPhone store. And the Packy. Andrew says, Mass, did you watch Ahsoka? So I watched the last episode Tuesday night, Andrew. You're not going to like my opinion, bro. You don't want to hear my opinion. I didn't see the whole series, so I probably shouldn't comment on it. But I did want to... I have been following the storyline. I know what was going on. I heard from many of the different Star Wars channels out there what they were talking about show to show. So I kind of had an idea of where episode 8 was supposed to go, the questions it was supposed to answer. It just left so many cliffhangers. How you don't have Ray Stevenson have even one line in the last episode was a shame. Yeah, bum me out. Bum me out. Mike says, there's people standing in line to try to become American citizens. I wonder, I don't know, man. That's the thing, right? All the people who are actually legitimately trying to come into the country the right way, who have been trying for years now or on waiting lists. I feel bad for those people, right? Because they just got completely abandoned. And, this policy is very reckless, man. We don't know where anybody is, who they are. I was thinking the other day, like, is this message that they're trying to send to everyone's phones? Are they going to activate that at some point and tell people, hey, the party's over, take to the streets? By the way, speaking of which, I saw this the other day too. This is something that could be headed our way. So this came out of Oakland County. Here it is. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. This came out of Oakland County, Michigan. Into a neighborhood near you, gangs of illegals from Central and South America are now targeting in Michigan. Yeah, these guys are in this guy's backyard. So there was a press release by the sheriff of that saying that South American gangs were getting organized and going out and going into some of the nicer neighborhoods in this suburb in Detroit here. This isn't Oakland, California. This is Oakland, Illinois. Oakland, Michigan. And going out and robbing and burglarizing the houses. That was, there was a press release from the sheriff of this town warning people that gangs from Central and South America were targeting suburban homes outside of Detroit, the high-end homes. And that was a group of them in this guy's backyard. And he shoot. And they went running off. You can expect more of that. Guaranteed. And, I don't blame these people. They're going to get desperate. They were lied to and told that they could come here and they would have all these free things and, you'll be able to do all this stuff and send money back and have a job right away and get a license and do all that. Well, it's been, 2.5 years now since they've been coming in. None of that has come to fruition. All it's doing right now is sucking all the resources out of these cities. And people get desperate. They do desperate things, right? I'm not going to be surprised if we see that on a mass scale next year. Yeah, 1796 Patriot. That's what I said. So you wouldn't be hearing me yell cops. Get my gun would have been the next lines out of my mouth. Andrew says Danny must be sleeping. Yeah, he's definitely on block, bro. That's for sure. Yuka says mask. They should give them all free Huawei's phones from China. Wait, how do you pronounce that? Carl J said Ahsoka is badass. I like Ahsoka. I like Rosario Dawson as the character. I think she plays her well, although there was just too much crossing the arms and the dialogue was just, the dialogue wasn't great. It was really slow paced, that last episode. Andrew says, I'm not a Rosario Dawson fan. Yoda Naru says, my bubble is worth more than the new iPhone. Prometheus says, the Biden administration and the CIA have been flying in migrants from all over and busting in people from Central America since Biden took office. They got caught. Yeah, I saw that. And the kids, too, man. Saw that the other day on Redacted. There were like 5 major camps along the border. Some of them are in old Walgreens parking lots. And they are just filled with children. They think there's 40,000 children there. And this guy who is an independent journalist was down there. And he was filming these government people taxiing the children, taking them on planes. It's just insane, man. Just people are getting lost. I just feel terrible about what's happening, man. I sure as hell didn't vote for this. That's for sure. Yeah, Mike, that's a brilliant idea, right? Finish the wall. I mean, it only took 2.5 years. It's too late now. It's too late. By the time you get the wall up, there'll be somebody new in office and they'll be blaming that person, right? And I love how we got some of these progressives coming out and saying the wall ain't, well, listen, it's better than nothing. It's got to be better than nothing. Pam, we're all retiring in Thailand. All of us. Mike said this would also affect Thailand. What, because I want to go there, Mike? Sadly, that's probably true, man. Sadly, that's probably true. He said, yes, I am, Pam. We're fighting to make North America great again. Carl J says, we need a leader, not someone that needs a nurse. Andrew says, Mash, you're a Clayton Morris fan? I wouldn't say that. I don't know too much about him. I know he used to be at Fox News for a little while. I think he did the weather there. I want to say he was A meteorologist? I could be wrong about that. But I thought he came from Fox News. I know he's up in Canada, and him and his wife do like a podcast type thing. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him, but he does bring some interesting stories to the table that you wouldn't hear in mainstream. I'm always looking for any type of outside news source from mainstream media, right? I know everything they're telling us is bullshit, so I'm always looking for alternative sources. There are a couple guys out there, Aaron Mate, that I like a lot, Glenn Greenwald. I like, even though he's a huge lefty, I like Jimmy Dore. I like Tucker. I like the guys that are speaking facts, whether they like the politics behind it or not. Dream of Stuff, going to bed. Have a good night, Dream of Stuff. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Appreciate you. Carl J says, I miss Tell Dog. Where is Tell Dog? Carl J says, Sleepy J can't even ride a bike. Yuka says, Matt, I don't care what nationality he is. I don't give a shit about that. That's fine. Why would that matter, Yuka? You're out of control, bro. Pam says, Danny is playing hard to get. He's probably asleep. I mean, it is 1 o'clock East Coast time. Well, 1:30 almost. Carl J said, I stood 4 hours to see Star Wars. Anything related is good with me. So, Carl, you'll just keep watching all these Disney Plus shows. I wish they would just forget about all this and start making movies again. Like, I want Disney to go back and focus on the films. Like, that's what we need for Star Wars. Like, the content, the amount of money you have to spend to do one of these streaming series, you can't reap the benefits like you can at a theater with a wide release, a worldwide release like that. The numbers will never make sense, I don't think. But you know me, man. I mean, I named my channel Massalorian. I'm the biggest Star Wars fan, but Disney just kind of lost me along the way. Too much content, not enough quality. I think they made some serious mistakes. A lot of retconning and stuff that I thought was unnecessary. I mean, this wasn't even the Ahsoka show. This was a Sabine Wren show. $17.96 Patriot says, hashtag find Danny. Should I just comment back to him on Twitter? Maybe he'll see it. Hang on. Maybe he'll see if I comment back to him. I doubt he's waiting there for me to comment to him, though. Okay. I just messaged him on Twitter. Carl J says, build that wall. Yuka says, Thailand has a lot of lady boys. Yeah, man. That would freak me out. That's a death to pull that shit on me. Prometheus says, Danny's playing hide the pickle with Tell Dog. Andrew says he was a roving reporter for Fox. Is that what he did? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, man. I wasn't sure what he did. Are you not a fan, Andrew? Are you guys not a fan of Clayton Morris? Yeah, Pam, I'm down with that arrangement. Three's Company? I'm all about it. Just tell me when you're ready to leave. Yeah, Mike, that she wants to send this all back to re-education camps? Yeah, she's basically look, you can phrase it however you want. MAGA cult extremists. Basically, it's people who liked it better when the other guy was in office, right? If we all need re-education, then what does Hillary Clinton need? Maybe a lobotomy? I know I was doing a lot better to 2020 than I have been since Mr. Biden took office. And it is only going to get worse. The strain that is going to be put on the welfare system and the education system in this country over the next 5-10 years, it's irredeemable what they're doing right now. And the children that we're losing that we for, Elon went down the other day and was exposing they got criminals walking in with teardrop tattoos, and it's have a nice day, we'll see you in 7 years, if they're even doing that now. 1796 Patriot says, damn it, Mash, you gotta start earlier. Yeah, sorry, man. We got a really big year coming up. There's going to be a lot of things to talk about and discuss in the stock market, in the country, and across the globe. And we'll cover it all here. Whatever you guys want to talk about, it's got to be a place where people can feel free to talk, though. That's like my big thing, right? Yeah, Prometheus. That's what I think of. Andrew says he was the first channel I subbed to when the show was Morning Invest. Oh, on YouTube, Andrew? Yeah. Yep. I remember that. Red Star 7311. What's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. Mike says this is so much better than talking AMC. Look, man, I'm still holding all my shares of AMC. So if anyone wants to come to this channel and talk about AMC, that's what got me started here. A lot of people who are in this chat own AMC still. Now, that might change over the next year or so. But I'm never going to say like, hey, we can't talk about this or this or this tonight. This is always going to be a free and open place for you guys to come talk about whatever you want. Throw some ones in the chat for Danny. He is back. Danny, don't read any of Pam's last couple of messages in the chat. Carl says, Disney getting really low, though, starting to look like a buy long term. Yeah, I mean, besides that bump today that it took with the overall broader market, right? I mean, looking back at the chart over the last 6 months, man, it has just been, what they dropped from 104 to 86. Let's see how these numbers are. Look, this is going to be a testimony this last quarter, seeing how the parks did, and with the prices going up and all the amenities they took away. They shut down the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. That was $1 billion loss I just took. There you go, Danny. You're good, man. Oh, man. Pam, I know. I was ready to go in 2021. Now I got to wait till next year again. Yuka says Pornhub has Three's Company. Carl said I watch that every week. Oh, the morning show with Clayton. Andrew says I like him. Natalia is great too. Redacted is huge. Has around 600,000 subs, I think. Yeah. So I was just saying, I don't know if I'm a fan of Clayton Morris's, but I do appreciate their program. I feel like they're an open book. They talk about a lot of things that mainstream won't talk about. Mike says, this year, things that happen will twist your mind. Yeah, man, I think we're going to see some crazy shit. That's what I'm saying. The next year on this channel, you know, we're probably not going to be talking about the market every day. There's going to be a lot going on. There's a lot going on right now that I just don't cover because of, well, to be honest with you guys, man, I mean, a lot of it is divisive. Like, but I guess you guys start figuring out to pick a side in this battle, huh? I've tried to stay away from a lot of the controversial stuff that comes up every day because I do feel like it does drive a wedge, right? Whether it's politically or racially, culturally, whatever. And I don't want to add to that, right? Because I feel like mainstream media is doing a good enough job of fucking everyone's mind up into believing that we all hate each other. But I also believe that there is a fight coming, and it's not anything to do with any of those things. I think it's a good versus evil fight. I truly believe that. There are some dark forces at work here, man. I've never been a person that ever thought I would like possibly give up on my country. And I don't want what's going on right now to cause me to, you know, not feel patriotic, because I think this country, look, there's a reason why everyone is going from Venezuela to America and not the other way around, right? For everyone thinks that we're the most racist, hellish, misogynistic country on the planet. Everyone's trying to come here because we're good, right? Because we are better than other countries, and we call out that shit when we see it, right? That was like one thing I always said in the channel. Like, the only thing I'll probably boot anyone for is, you know, violence or racist stuff. That would be my only two things that I would not accept. But I think that's what makes this country so great, is because we are better than that. Now, the younger generation, I can't speak for, because their brains are such mush right now, and they've been so propagandized by these universities out there, and what they're seeing on CNN and MSNBC and Fox News and all these other channels. They're completely brainwashed into thinking that someone doesn't look like them is trying to hold them back from accomplishing whatever their dreams can be. And it's just not true. Andrew says, okay, Danny said thanks. I got you, Danny. Sorry about that, bro. I don't know what happened, how you were blocked, but you're back. Al says, yes, it will bankrupt us. Hang on. Yes, it will bankrupt us, but so what? Think of all the new Democratic voters they imported. Yahtzee sarcasm. Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of that has to do with this, right? All that has to do with that. Somebody ban Yuka. He's being racist. Yeah, Pam, my favorite character on Three's Company? Definitely Don Knotts, man. That guy was the shit. The faces that he made. Don Knotts was the best. Mike says, I still hold every share. I still hold, but it's nice not to stress. Yeah, man, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. I mean, obviously we're not going to be stressed out today. Dollar move since 10:30 this morning. So it's a little more laid back tonight, considering the market overall. But trust me, there's going to be stuff to talk about. There's going to be plenty to talk about. And I want to make sure that you guys continue to have a voice on this channel, at least. It's important. Work out our differences, figure out our problems, and unite. Because, again, I think that this week was a historic moment that we saw that chair vacated. And people have to know now, they've been put on fucking notice, that if you don't keep your word, your job could be in jeopardy, just like every other person in this country. Like the time for that's what I said to Matt Gaetz. I said the time for half measures and talk is over, man. It's time to pull his card. That's what I wrote to him on Twitter, and he came through. I'll back any candidate that wants to. I'll get behind any candidate who's got a backbone like that and is not completely feckless. But there's other people out there who said they would hold him accountable and they didn't, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert. I don't know what happened to those people, but they didn't vote him out. They only messed up 7 people. Kryptonian says, Mash, you might like This Is John Williams' channel. Good data points for government and economy. Is Kryptonian. I think I do know who he is. I might even be subscribed to him. I've seen his videos pop up in my queue. Is he real short hair, skinny guy with glasses in California? Is that him? Carl J says, fairly no doubt, Pam. Danny, did I get you up on the... Hang on. Where's Danny's comment? There he is. All right, now it's official, Danny. You're back. Holy shit. Mod Danny. I just go by what Pam, you just had wine? Never mind. Text me Pam later and let me know. Andrew says Natalia is gorgeous. That helps viewership. Yeah, she's pretty hot with those glasses, huh? Oh, yeah. Big fan. Yeah, she is pretty hot. She is pretty hot. I'll give you that. Danny says, just read everyone's comments. Pam, my wife, went to bed before me. Okay, so we were wondering where you were, bro. Did you see my tweet, by the way, Danny? Yuka says, red wine makes you feel. You have red wine. Oh, my God. Mike says, make a second channel, brother. Do you know how hard it was to build up this channel? By so difficult to start from scratch over again? I could never. I got plenty of people. If I should make Danny a mod, Pam, I got plenty of people here in this on this channel who I think don't mind talking about politics, and all this stuff affects the market too. So it's like, we're covering the subject matter without covering it. Yeah, man, that's how I look at it right now. It's good versus evil. We are past all the other yeah. It's good versus evil. Anyone who wants to exploit children, I can't get down with that kind of party. Anyone out there that thinks that there is an oppressed and an oppressor out there, I can't get down with that. Anyone doesn't believe in meritocracy, I can't get down with that. Like, anyone who thinks that open border policies are a good idea, there's just certain things that I draw the line when it comes to, who I can support. Yeah, Carl, I agree, man. It is. Unfortunately, right now, we're seeing our freedoms slowly eroded away from us. Remember, just a couple of years ago, the FBI was running Twitter, right? Now there's some free speech going on. Now people are able to let their ideas fly without having to worry about getting shadow banned or tagged or any of that. But just 2 years ago, wasn't that long ago, that there was all kinds of shenanigans going on. The FBI was basically running not only Twitter, but also Facebook and Instagram and other outlets, right? And we got lucky because Elon bought Twitter out and kind of opened up the books a little bit, and we were able to see what's going on, right? That the government is in there and propagandizing people. And that was Obama's law that allowed that to happen. Obama made that law again, that was going to be allowed, that the U.S. government and the CIA would be able to propagandize their own people again. Obama might have been, well, looking back now, I know everyone thinks he was so great, but he might have been one of the most divisive presidents we've ever had. And he did nothing for his own community. Nothing. All he's doing right now is building a big library and a park to himself in Chicago. People in Detroit, Flint, Michigan still don't have clean drinking water. Danny says, Prometheus have been blocked on a few people's channels lately. Not sure why, but the hide the pickle must have been between Yuka and Teldog. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Danny, of course, man. I didn't even know you were blocked, bro. I would have taken you off as soon as I just found out tonight. So I went right over and took you off, man. Sorry. I don't know who did that. Pam says Don Mott says Mr. Fairley. Yeah, the best, right? Those facial expressions, you just can't beat them. Tony D, what's up, my brother? Tony, didn't you did I just see that you just went to the movies? What'd you just go see, Tony? Mike says this week has been great. Yeah, I know. I forgot about that. I can't believe they threw Nancy Pelosi out of her own office. But that was just a courtesy they were extending to her, right? And Steny Hoyer. That was just a courtesy they were extending to her. And I think, well, who was it? McHenry, the guy who is head of the finance committee, was the one who booted her out, I think. Interesting, right? Tony, what'd you see? And can we get a review? Here we go. Andrew says Mr. Roper rocked. He was a little creepy, Carl. I agree. I will put him on when I get off. I'll make sure I put him on. Jesus Christ. Yuka, can't you make him a mod? You are the head modder, Yuka. Can't you make him a mod? I'm nervous about clicking off of and going to YouTube right now. Yuka says, mod him or spank him. All right, what's Tony saying here? Where are you, T? Okay, here we go. Just got back from Exorcist Believer and our ace. No way. Just like Sounds of Freedom, huh, T? Oh, man. How was it? Besides no AC. Where is Tell Dog Pam? Is he lurking somewhere in the chat? Mike says McCarthy let her stay. Yeah, man, he's just a big fat rhino, man. That's it. Send me email link. All right, hang on. Right here, invite guests. Copy. All right, T. Okay, just sent. Did he see D's? Yuka wants to know. Oh, Pam is president of Master's channel and Yuka's the secretary. I was gonna say, yeah, Pam and Yuka are on that in that tier there of like executive mods or whatever it is. All right, hang on. Let me see if I can do it right now. Hang on. Then we'll listen to Tony's review and then Danny R. You know what, Pam? I remember how to do it now, but I'm going to have to go and open the chat up and stuff, right? I'm too nervous to do that with T coming on. I'm afraid we're going to crap out. Don't worry, though. I will do it when I get off. You got my word, Danny. I will definitely get in there and do it for you. You haven't seen or heard from him at all? All right. Pam, you know I'm riding a couch right now, right? Oh, it's embarrassing. Embarrassing. For the new Exorcist as the original. All right, well, I guess we're about to find out if T makes it over here. All right, Pam. Look, today was a good day, man. I'm just excited to see that there's green numbers. Once I saw that job report come out, I was like, uh-oh. And then it was funny, Pam, because I came over to my iPad. I don't know if you can see this. Hang on. My yucca balls. Oh, I can slide it this way. But this was all red earlier today. And then after the jobs report came out, I came back like an hour later, hit the button, and everything was green. I thought I was seeing things. I'm like, wow, now I'm fucking hallucinating about stock tickers. That ain't good. Yucca Prometheus says Yucca Frida is fascinated with these nuts. Where is Tony? Thought he was going to come in the chat here. All right, let me see if I can do this while I'm waiting for him. If I can add you, Danny. I do remember how to do it now, Pam. I do. Hopefully I don't lose you guys. All right, here we go. There's T. Okay. Live stream. Okay. Settings. Oh, wait. I got to pull him out of the chat, right? Yeah, I got to pull him out of the chat. Tony, let me know when you're ready. All right, here we go. Nope, that's not it. Damn it. Here it is. Danny R. Okay, Danny R. 1 second for technical. Okay. Danny R. Put him in a timeout, you said, Yuka? Okay. All right, Danny. Yep, I got it, Pam. Add as moderator. This thing's trying to make me put a commercial in. I can't unclick it. All right. You're in. Save. Okay. All right, there we go. You're in, Danny. Okay, I'm closing that. Yeah, he's a princess now. He's in. Prometheus. Danny says Prometheus. That trailer for Exorcist freaked me out. Must be a wicked movie. Yeah, we'll see, right? Mike says 90 cents is better than 80 cents. Yeah, man. Today was a nice day. I hope we get good earnings next week and this continues. I hope the market continues on a bullish pattern for the next 2 months till the end of the year. Mike says Oprah said everybody gets a wrench. Oh man, where is I don't know what Tony's doing. This will be a good way to end my stream, getting a review on Exorcist. Let me know. There he is. Okay, I think he was just waiting for issues. You good to go? Okay. There he is. Okay. I think he was just waiting for issues. You good to go? So there's volume coming through on the echo.
How about now?
Gone. Nice. There you go.
How we doing?
What's going on, baby? How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm about to light up a cigar and open up this bottle of some cheap whiskey that I bought. Stolen X.
Where's that from?
This is, it says, I got my contacts in because we just got to watch a movie, so I can barely read it unless I hold it far away. I think it says Ohio.
Oh, wow.
It is
urban country.
Yeah, right. Aged American. I just, the front of the bottle sounded interesting. Aged American rye whiskey with raw honey and orange peel. So we're about to do, it's $22. It was pretty fucking cheap.
That ain't bad.
I was looking at the $40 bottles. I was like, well, we haven't moassed yet, Johnny. So let's see if we can, cut back on the budget.
Seriously.
Anyways, I'm about to crack this open and see. In my little skull glass. So Exorcist. Let me see how this smells.
I like the hat, by the way.
Yeah, how about that? I go in there and I tell them, I'm with corporate. You better load up my plate because we go into the dine-in theater. Yeah, I'm not really with corporate. I know someone's going to clip this. He admitted it. Tony DeNaro admits he's with corporate. These motherfuckers.
Be careful with that. Be careful with that.
These motherfuckers.
Yeah, be careful.
This does not smell promising, by the way.
No? Even with the orange peel and everything?
It smells a little too sweet. I didn't want sweet, but I don't know what I was expecting with raw honey. All right, Exorcist. So absolutely packed the theater Friday night. Line almost out to the door for concessions. Parking lot packed. I was in the largest auditorium, the Dolby surround sound, big comfy seats. And it was packed. But as we were buying our food, they were out of Oreo popcorn, which is my wife's favorite. So we're kind of used to that. I mean, she always asks them, do you have the Oreo popcorn today? Of course, tonight they didn't have it. So she got the loaded fries, which is pretty decent also. They're good. Okay. They're good. If you don't have a dine-in theater, this is the place that's got pizza, burgers, onion rings, salads, the shakes, a full freaking menu of stuff. I ordered a buffalo chicken sandwich with onion rings. And then we went over to the bar because as we were ordering our food, they said, oh, by the way, auditorium number 1, the AC is broken. Would you like a refund? I was like, well, no, I would not like a refund. Are you showing the movie? Yeah, we're showing it. Just want to let you know the AC is broken. So we went in there and I was like, okay, this is not too bad. It's like 70 degrees in Texas, but there's like 200-300 people in that damn auditorium. Johnny, by the time that 2-hour movie was over, my back was drenched with sweat.
That's what I was going to say. Which is all that hot air breath.
Which is why now this is a necessity. I'm just now drying off. Same shirt.
Wow. Wow. So
And the funny thing
Okay.
was the last time I went to a movie last week, whatever I watched, I was wearing jeans and a shirt and flip flops, and I about froze my ass off in the same damn auditorium. So this time I thought about putting on a t-shirt under my shirt, and I did not do that, but I put on socks and tennis shoes instead of flip flops so that I wouldn't be cold, and I ended up sweating my ass off. So that was disappointing. I don't know. Is this some new conspiracy? They don't want us to see Sounds of Freedom or The Exorcist, right?
Exorcist 2. That makes no sense. Completely different tones, right? Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, in all seriousness, guys, like ACs break. Even my fucking AC here in the house broke, especially in Texas. If you're in the southern states where these things are running damn near 24 hours a day, they break.
Yeah. Yep.
So it wasn't super comfortable the last half of the movie, but we made it through, and I just went and bought an extra drink at the bar.
Was it a typical 2-hour runtime? Just about
1 hour and 53 minutes, know, plus the previews.
Okay.
The movie itself. All right. I'm going to give you the honest truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everyone always says, oh, you like every movie you see, every movie review that we see from you, you like. Well, I don't go typically watch movies that I don't think I'm going to like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, did not go watch it. Aquaman, #1, didn't watch it. Spider-Man, the cartoon, didn't go watch it. Because if I don't think I'm going to like it, I just don't go see it.
Sure.
But I thought I would like Exorcist Believer because, I grew up with the original, and I had been hearing a lot of things that this movie was going to be super scary. And I grew up Catholic. So the whole priest, I go into a exorcism movie wanting to see a priest challenged, have his faith challenged, have his belief challenged, conquer the demons, that whole human religious belief drama between the priest and the demon.
Yep.
And I sat in the first 30 minutes of this movie like, am I even in the right auditorium? Because it started off very like relaxed, lackadaisical, nothing scary going on. It was the whole setup, but the setup lasted 30 to 40 minutes, which seemed a bit odd to me.
Okay.
But it wasn't horrible. The acting's fine, right? The storyline was fine. The filming, the setting, the place, everything, all of that was fine. It was just like, when are we going to get to the exorcism part or demons or something? They finally got to it, and then it started getting a little more interesting. But to be honest, when it got to the whole, like, let's wrap this movie up, I kind of was disappointed.
About the ending?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay. Well, you can't tell us, but
yeah, I don't want to ruin the storyline, but it ended up not being everything that I was hoping for. And I had high expectations, and I hate going into movies having a high expectations. But after I saw the movie, then I went and looked at Rotten Tomatoes. Have you looked at the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes?
No, I haven't. Is it bad?
It's 22% by critics and 54% by audience, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, especially by the critics.
Well, even if the critics really hate something, a lot of times if I see audience 93%, I know the critics just didn't like the story, but the action's going to be good, right? When the audience gives it 54%, then you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible, right? The special effects were good. It had a couple jump scares. It's definitely not the scariest movie I've seen all year, not even close to it. And it didn't bring that whole church, religion, dread, fear, the devil, the unknown. it didn't gel with me.
Isn't that the whole point of The Exorcist?
That's what it
right?
should be.
Was
right?
there's evil fight? Yeah.
So I'm curious, if y'all go watch it, I'd say go watch it and let me know if you disagree. But
T, sorry, I'm
not my favorite horror film this year.
So was there not a good? There wasn't just the ending wasn't good. It didn't tie everything together. Are you saying? Is that what you're saying?
It just it didn't. Oh, here's I hate to do any giveaways, but this isn't going to ruin the story. But I said, like, as someone that was brought up in the Catholic Church, I wanted to see the whole inner conflict between the priest facing the devil, the demon testing his faith, all of that stuff, and even make you question as a audience member watching the movie, make you question your own faith and fear the unknown. I wanted to feel all of that. They go to the priest, Johnny, in this movie. It almost felt like we were entering woke territory. Who the fuck made this movie?
No.
They go to the priest.
No,
they go to the priest and talk about, we need your help doing an exorcism. And he goes to the church council and says, I've seen it. I think we need to do the exorcism. And the church is like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we should get involved here. So the priest ends up telling him, no, I can't do it. And then they get some shaman that says, we really need the power of the community, all of you diverse people, to come together and believe in one another to make this happen. I was like, are we really doing this right now?
So that was in the script.
Exorcism is about the fucking Catholic Church against the devil, and you can't tell me different.
Yeah.
And the fact that he backed out, it was really disappointing.
That's a bummer.
What kind of fucking priest backs out of exorcism?
I don't know. I can't believe they changed the storyline that much from the original. Like, I know they added a girl, which is fine, right? You add another girl to it. Okay, fine, whatever. Double your trouble. If they were going down that road. Oh God.
Yeah, the two stars of the movie, the two girls were great. I have no problem with any of the acting. The lead character, the black guy, the supporting cast, the two girls, all of them did fine. The special effects, the makeup, all of that was fine. I just thought the storyline was left a bit wanting.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just my take. I mean, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. If I don't like a movie, I'm going to tell you. There's not too many I don't like I said, because I'm trying to avoid ones that I know I'm not going to like. I just had higher hopes for this one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That's kind of a bummer. Just so you guys know, I know Mass didn't do Danny correctly. I don't know, for some reason I'm trying to add him as a mod and it's not saving. So I don't know why. I keep hitting save and it won't seg it off. It's there. I already have you pulled over, Danny. I'll pull you out of the chat and throw you on that. Don't worry. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, man. That's kind of a bummer. But
the most disappointing thing is if I had that reaction and I really like movies, and then I go to Rotten Tomatoes and I see that kind of score, I worry that this movie won't perform well. And we need everything to perform well. We need fucking solid hits. We need solid hits. Mm-hmm. And it's not just me being negative. I mean, that 54, only 54% of people liked it.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
On the bright side, AMC went up to 926 today.
Yeah, I know. What do you think about that bump in the market today? What do you think that everyone kind of panicked because of the job numbers and didn't really look deeper into some of the numbers? You think it was a strike, like kind of easing up a little bit?
I don't think that the AMC run up was specific to AMC. I was busy trading today and watching a lot of tickers, so I didn't have time to unpack all of the economic news or why it was happening. I'll try and do that some more in the morning, but most of the tickers were following the SPY today, including AMC. So, whatever, I know people are calling for, I've had people in my comments saying, oh, we're going to get 1920 on Monday. Honestly, I think whatever the market decides to do on Monday is what AMC is going to do, which is ultimately why I sold I had call options, right? With an $8 strike. I sold those near the end of the day today.
Nice.
Beautifully lucky timing. But all day I was agonizing, like, what am I going to do with these call options? Like, what if it runs to 10? What if it runs to 12? What if it runs to 15? And I said to myself, what would Tony DeNaro do?
Not be greedy.
Yeah, he says, take the fucking profits.
Right.
So when I saw AMC pop up to 940, I was like, that's it. And I had my trade window open. Everything was loaded. I just punched the submit order button. I had it ready to go and it executed. And then like a minute or two later, we dropped, not even a minute. It was only at 940, 943 for, a minute or so. And I got out of that call option at pretty much the top of the day.
Juicy says same thing. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll feel bad, obviously, if it runs to 11 on Monday morning, because I could have made another couple $100 per contract. But at some point, you got to take the money, and you can always buy more call options.
Yep.
I've
Kiwi
been
girl,
negative.
what's going on tonight?
I've been negative on that thing for the last week because time was killing me. Right. I bought it a couple weeks ago. Time ticking off, theta, decay. I was like, well, let me just take my little profit and get out, and we'll try again next week.
That was a smart move. Smart move. You can't go wrong. As long as you took profits, you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah. I didn't make as much as I wanted, but it was better than losing a few hundred per contract.
Kiwi girl just came in and said, Israel has officially declared it's in a state of war. Let me see this.
With who?
The Gaza Strip.
Who are they at war with?
5,000 rockets have been fired from Gaza, I guess. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up.
Holy fuck.
Here it is. Thanks, Kiwi girl. Israel has declared a state of war after a fierce rocket attack from the blockaded Gaza Strip, and the Hamas militants was only their first strike. Over 5,000 rockets pierced the sky towards Israel and allowed. Wow. That's crazy. The country's defense forces also alerted an alleged infiltration by Hamas militants considered terrorists in Israel. Paragliders were used in the attack. Showed visuals from Israel. Wow.
Who's making all these damn rockets?
It has begun. I don't. Well, Hamas is tied in with Iran, right? I'm pretty sure. Iran funds Hamas and Hezbollah and all those people.
They're not getting them.
Wow,
from
yo,
Ukraine?
thank you. Good to see you. By the way,
you know what? Getting them from Ukraine.
You know what, T? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked me at all, man. Crazy. That's scary, man. Last thing we need is more global conflicts going on right now. More people declaring a state of war. Jeez. Oh, man. All right, T. So the movie was okay then. You just didn't like the ending so much. You could have. It definitely has some room to grow on you.
I wanted to see more of a church tie-in, and really make me question my faith and my whole upbringing. And it didn't deliver on that. But many pieces of the movie were good. Like I said, the acting was good, the special effects and the makeup. The demonic possession sequences, all of that was good. I just wanted more. I wanted it to feel more like The Exorcist,
Yeah. That's the whole premise of the movie, right? Is that fight. Yeah. So, maybe they'll learn from this. I say that every time. Maybe they're gonna learn from this, but they're not learning yet. Not yet. We're getting there. Hopefully sooner than later. Yeah. So the market was interesting today, huh? I agree with you on that. I said everything kind of just ran today. I think people were asking about next week. I just said, hey, listen, we got earnings next week. A lot of big companies are reporting. This might have seen a little bit of a bottom, but just be extremely careful with going long on things, right? That's all.
Hey,
Be ready to
Johnny,
pull the trigger. Yeah.
did you see what ran today? Remember the one we were laughing at a couple days ago?
FNGR.
No,
Oh, which
I'm
one?
not.
Which one?
I don't laugh at FNGR. FNGR is a legit momentum
Oh,
play.
Disney. Yes. I saw Disney.
Disney
I said,
had a. I'm green on my Disney play after today's run up.
I said, it's the overall market when Disney goes up $2 in a day. It's the overall market because they had no good catalyst.
I was like, what
price.
are my haters? What are my haters going to say all weekend when I'm green on my Disney play now?
I know. Yeah. Yeah, that was
I
definitely
won't hear
following
from
the
them.
S&P.
It'll be a few days before I hear from all the Disney haters. When it drops down to 79 again, you're getting slaughtered. Trust me, I'm not getting slaughtered at 79.
Yeah, it ain't going that low, right? It'll be okay. That's funny.
No,
though. That's funny.
it did go that low. I bought some more at 79, but you just never know. I saw a headline. I wasn't paying too much attention to Disney, but I saw a headline that they were gonna sell off some assets or something. And it doesn't take much on a company that's making bad decisions to turn things around. Really, what I'm more worried about Disney is like all companies, just the general market crash, right?
Yeah.
I hope the market does crash and I can buy Tesla for 100 and Disney for 55. Bring it down, baby. I got cash ready to go.
There will be bargains, right? If the market crashes, there will be bargains. Do you think that's sooner than later? I mean, I heard a lot of the experts today, the so-called experts, talking about us kind of reversing course for a little while, and that
I don't trust any of those motherfuckers.
I know,
man.
That's the thing. Yeah.
The headlines follows the actual news, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're reporting what's already happened, and they just talk to have something to say. You can't believe anything what these people are saying for the most part.
I know, unfortunately. Yeah.
So I feel like if we can maybe make it through the end of this year, maybe the chances of we know the Fed is potentially going to raise rates again, but if we can make it through the end of this year without a major market correction, maybe I drop my percentage chance of it happening a little bit going into 2024.
Right.
But I'm still worried about it, and I'm still going to keep a large percentage of my portfolio in cash because I just sleep a lot better at night knowing that if everybody is running scared and crying in the streets, that's when I want to go in and spend that cash.
Yep. That's where you'll be able to find opportunities, right? Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
The more people that come in and tell me, oh, Disney sucks, it's over, the more I feel better about buying it at 79 or whatever. Like, you want to buy fucking stocks when the sentiment is absolutely the worst. Yeah. Whether it's the market or any particular company. When 90% of people hate it, then you're getting close to a good buy-in point. Because all it is going to take is one little shift, and all of a sudden they're going to want to pile in. And you had the fucking balls to buy it when it was cheap.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm not talking just Disney. I mean, like, pick your stock: Tesla, Amazon, Costco, the market in general.
All those blue chips. Yeah.
AMC.
100%. Yeah, man, it was a nice looking day. I mean, I'd love to see that keep up for a little while. Again, I think earnings will have a lot to do with it, and I think the strike not expanding today helped the market a lot. Maybe settle down a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. Next week things could change rapidly. You just never know, right? I don't trust these guys either, T. Well, I'm with you 100% on that. I don't trust any of them.
The talking heads.
Yeah,
they're just
they all have their own intentions.
They're on there to sell ads and keep the dumbasses who want someone to tell them what to do entertained. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I used to literally, when I was working my corporate job, when I was coming up on the streets, Johnny, back in my 20s and 30s, I'd rush home from the corporate job and turn on CNBC, and I would devour that shit for like 4 hours every afternoon and evening. And then I finally realized these guys are wrong about 65% of the time. Fuck these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Corey says Operation Mockingbird is the CIA buying and controlling the media. Yeah. Speaking of which, I just saw the other day about Operation Mockingbird. They said they did Matt Orfala on YouTube did a compilation YouTube video where they ran through all the narrative of COVID from the beginning to the end, and every time the narrative changed, every different talking head on the mainstream networks had the same exact line. No change at all. It was the same 4 or 5 catchphrases in every broadcast. It was crazy. And I'm just like, it is. Operation Mockingbird, it's a real thing, right? They are definitely all on the same talking points. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, this now I got my light on this bottle so I can read it. It says Silverton, Ohio.
Silverton, yeah, not exactly bourbon country, right?
It's actually crazy. I got it on the rocks with a couple pieces of ice. It's not the worst I've had, but I will not buy this again. Just because I really just enjoy a nice, smooth scotch or a regular rye whiskey or a regular bourbon. Yeah, this fucking raw honey, and it sounded good when I was eyeing it on the shelf, but now I'm thinking like I got to drink this whole fucking bottle.
I got to find something good for this weekend to drink. I got to find something cheap and good. Invest in something. I had that one Stogie tea I've been carrying all the way from the East Coast. Hopefully I'll get to spark it up this weekend. Danny says, Mass, now the elections are back. Operation Mockingbird will be in full effect. Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time. Yeah, they'll be on overtime.
What is Yuka's obsession with the beaver?
Oh, he was talking about your shirt being open, that you have a beaver on your chest.
Yuka, I'm fucking, I was sweating my ass off in the damn theater, bro.
I was going to tell you, but I'm like, well, he just explained.
No, I know it's open. I almost came on this damn live stream shirtless. Maybe I should have taken a shower and like put on a fresh t-shirt, but I wanted to get on live with you before you went off the air.
I was gonna tell you, but then you explained yourself.
The fucking AC was out in Auditorium 1. Yeah. I was sweating my ass off.
That's why I minded my tongue. Yep, I get it. I get you. I don't know what Yuka's obsession is. Oh man. So the theater was packed though. Parking lot was packed. Concessions was packed. That's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I always pay attention, especially on a weekend. Like how many people are watching this movie, and there's like 20 rows and 20 seats per row. Maybe what's A through I? That's not 20 rows, is it? That's like 15 rows.
16, 15, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was 90% full. And it looked like a fucking party was going on in the lobby when we walked out at almost midnight. People were dressed up. One couple had a Chucky baby with them to go watch The Exorcist. Oh, wow. I mean, this is what I want to see. I even told my wife, I was like, this is getting back to what we want, what we need. Like, people are going to the movies for an event, for a night out.
Yes.
It was not dead. It was, people were buying drinks, hanging out at the bar. Just, it makes me feel good. Like there's hope for AMC. Granted, right, they got to get the numbers up box office wise. We need Hollywood's participation, but the people are coming back.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. It's big for us, right? Yeah, that's good to hear. And again, I truly believe that no matter what happens with the economy over the next, couple years, that the movies are almost recession proof, right? Like it's one of the few things you can still afford. As long as the material and the stories are there, people will come. I wish I could say the same for Star Wars, but we'll take them one day at a time, right?
I will
Pam says the
button,
live
I
chat
will
turned into the
button one
men's club.
button just for Yuka. I'm starting to cool off now.
Pam says the live
we got a
chat's turned into
chilled
men's
beverage.
club.
I got the AC working here.
You're good. You're good. Yuka said that people never left. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they're definitely coming back to pre-COVID levels. That's what I really want to see, right? Those big, huge
Release
numbers
the
we
beaver.
had. Oh, man. I get it, man. I get it. I know when it's hot like that, you just want to get everything off. I feel you. Especially you were in there for 2 hours with no AC. You must have been dying by the time you got out.
I'm
Crazy.
just glad it was not July, because I would have not survived.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have stayed though, right? Had the AC been out in July?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say. I know you probably would have jumped ship, right, at that point. That's tough.
I don't know if you remember, there was another movie that I went to go see a couple months ago in the middle of the day in the same fucking auditorium, Auditorium 1. It was the middle of the day. There were only about 20 or 30 people that were there watching the movie. And let's see. No, it was not an AC issue. It was a projector issue. It was a sound issue. They were playing all the previews. They were playing Nicole Kidman. No sound, no sound. I was like, this is not going to go well. And then the movie started coming on and still no sound. And so everybody got up and walked out. And all of them, except me, went to the front and got their money back. And I just went to the kid at the, where they scan your ticket. I was like, you got 12 screens here, or 10, however many. I said, is this movie showing anywhere else? He's like, yeah, right here in number 2 in 15 minutes. I was like, well, do you care if I walk over there? He's like, knock yourself out.
There you go.
So that one, I got to, it wasn't an AC issue. It was just sound. And I got to still watch the movie, just delayed 15 or 20 minutes. But hey, everything breaks. If you've ever owned a business, if you've ever owned assets, everything fucking breaks at some point. Unless you're Bed Bath & Beyond and you're turning off AC to save money. Right. Remember when they were doing that?
Yes.
Remember when they were doing that?
Yes. Yep. I'm surprised GameStop hasn't started that yet.
Oh,
they're next. No, I'm just
twisting the knife, man.
No. GameStop's fine. GameStop went up 37 cents today. They broke.
Hey, go watch Strongman. Have you heard of Strongman Personal Finance?
Yeah. I know who he is. Yeah.
He did a pretty good review of GameStop yesterday.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the dude's kind of over the top with his antics.
Yes.
Because he's an accountant, right?
Right.
He's an actual accountant. So even though I know he's irritating, he loves to rag on people. But I would say this: if you can get over his personality, don't discount what the man is saying. He's not an idiot.
He's got a good argument.
Yeah, I mean, he's shirtless and he's in his garage, but the dude's a legit CPA. I would not just hear what he says, and because you don't like it, throw it out as useless information. That's all I'm going to say.
I remember him previously being big on index funds, right? That was like his.
Yeah, he likes VT or VTI. In fact, my father-in-law was just over here this past weekend, and he was like, Tony, I want your help. I want to put some money aside every month for my granddaughter. That would be my niece. And I don't know what to do. He's got his own personal trading account. I was like, all right, let's set you up on Fidelity, and we'll set up a, what do you call it? The account where you have the account designated for a minor.
Yep.
A custodial account. Sorry.
Yep.
I've had a couple drinks now, so
yeah, I can tell.
Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'll always tell you the truth, even if I'm drunk, but sometimes it takes the brain a couple seconds to get in gear. We set him up with a custodial account, and I basically steered him into buying either VT or VTI on a regular basis for the next 18 years.
There you go.
And that way he's getting a fairly, I think it has about a 12% average return over the last 10 years, VTI.
That's nice.
Which is pretty decent, right? He's not trying to pick individual stocks, but he doesn't want to lose a lot of money. He doesn't want to risk. So you pick a total US or a total world index fund, and you just track the index. You can't get much safer than that without having to put thought into stuff. And if you're cost averaging every month or every quarter, whether the market is up or down, that is historically the best way to get the best returns. Just cost average the same dollar amount on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it, right? We should have all, I wish I had that kind of opportunity when we were growing up, right? I wish I could have had some type of custodial account. I wish someone had taught me more about the finance world before I had to go out and figure it out on my own, right? It's something that they just completely avoid talking about at all in high school, and I doubt they talk about it unless you're going to go for an economics degree or maybe a geopolitics degree. You're not going to talk about that normally. You're not going to get that in depth into the market.
Yeah.
But they should focus more on that. They should want people to be more involved with the market, right?
Hey, Massalorian, you got a Cameron Jills. Is that Jillies? You want to catch Cameron?
Yeah.
You want to catch Cameron up because he seems like he's a little bit behind the times.
Cameron says, "Who is that's Tony De Niro. Sell everyone when he was pro AMC conversion, but sold before the conversion." T, you can talk about that. Go for it. I mean, I know you've explained this a million times. I have
explained it a million times. Cameron, I'm probably not even going to waste my time trying to catch you up because you obviously don't watch the channel.
Yeah, man.
And that's probably why your feelings are hurt, because you don't watch and you don't listen. But good luck to you, Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron, not everyone sold. Some people sold, some people didn't. And that's a decision everyone had to make on their own. And I don't think anyone should be out here telling you what to do. And I don't
Cameron wanted me to give him trading instructions instead of listening to the DD where I said, Cameron, go back and watch my fucking videos, bro.
Watch the live streams.
Where I told you very clearly, you should be very aware that a dilution event is necessary for the company, but it could have some negative momentum on the stock. Said that every fucking live stream for at least the month or two before it actually happened.
And Cameron,
AMC would be lower now if they had no access to cash. I mean, it's a fucking necessity, Cameron. They had to do it. A lot of times what companies have to do, you're not going to like it. And you need to be on the right side of that trade. And it's not my job to tell you what to do. Even if I told you, get out, 90% of you wouldn't do it. I suggested to Johnny he might want to get out, and he didn't do it. I told him back in May, you might want to get out, and he didn't do it. So it's not my job to tell you what to do. I just present the DD. And if I'm telling you something, you can bet that I'm probably following my own DD, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. Cameron. So now that you're caught up, I rebought after the dilution event, and I'm green in the play, Cameron. So I'm sorry you listened to the wrong people or, weren't paying attention, but even, no hard feelings. Even if you were paying attention, I talk to Johnny almost every other day, and he still chose not to. Many people in my own Discord chose not to sell. Everyone is responsible for their own decisions. All I can do is present the info.
Yep. Yeah,
it doesn't matter at the end of the day what I present. You're going to do what you want. Don't blame me. We're all stubborn. Individual traders.
I'm just stubborn, Cameron. I didn't want to listen. I wanted to go with my heart instead of my head. And that was a mistake I made. I'm going to have to live with, right? But this wasn't a planned thing because AMC went up $1 today. Tony just came home from the movies. This had nothing to do with the price action for today. This was not planned. He didn't put an AMC hat on because we had a little run today.
I'm still in my Discord providing 20-hour-a-day coverage of AMC. Never went away. I just stopped talking about it because of the dipshits out there on social media. You guys don't want real DD, so I'm not going to provide it, except to the people in my Discord. Occasionally, if I feel like it, I'll talk about it on YouTube. Don't think that I'm not in the play. That would be a fatal error.
Corey says, Mass. Corey says, Mass, like the ending of Ahsoka, I want it to not be a slow and story pace. Yeah, Corey, that was my only issue with it. Especially that last episode. Should have been action-packed. They should have banged it out, and it was very slow. They need to get back to making movies again.
Last episode of what?
The Ahsoka show, which was the last.
I keep on hearing about that a lot.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the show that saved Star Wars. Look, they got back to making movies again. That's where the magic is in Lucasfilm. It is not dragging out an 8-part TV series. They need a 2-hour banger that everyone can get on board with and characters they can get behind and a good fast-paced story. And until they have that, I'm going to be on the sidelines waiting, hoping, praying. That's all I can
do. Know that his name was Massalorian Johnny? First name Massalorian, last name Johnny.
Is that the first time? That's not the first time you ever called me Johnny on a live stream, is it? You must have called me that before. Yeah,
people know your name is Johnny. Massalorian Johnny, look him up.
No need to do shows proper. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's no need to do shows. Disney is wasting their money right now. They're taking a big loss in streaming right now. So, again, I said, I hope they start cleaning up the writers' rooms and getting all that rot out of there that has completely dragged them down for the last 2 years since we came back from the pandemic.
I do too.
They did it. Yeah. A lot of bad hiring. And they'll be the first to go after this new contract, the writer's contract. Believe you me, they'll be the first to go. Any fat that's left over at these companies, you're going to see mass layoffs. Mass layoffs. They think they won, but really what they did was they jeopardized a lot of people's jobs, and the people who are talented will stay and get paid, right? Don't you agree, T? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that most of the ones that lose their jobs are up there high up in the executive management.
Yeah, because it trickles down. This is all trickle down, right? Yeah. They make the ultimate decisions. So
send me in there. I'll clean that fucking house out.
I know, right? I always said, man, I'd love to get a bunch of people who love Star Wars to get into the writing room at Lucasfilm to give them ideas, right?
It's like a fucking Mickey Mouse operation over there.
Yeah. For a multi-billion-dollar company. Mickey Mouse Corporation. All right, T, I was going to wrap it right now. We're on 3 hours even right at this point. I got to eat something. It is 11:30 here. I am starving, absolutely famished. I didn't get a chance to eat before I came on. I literally ran from right before I came on. I had to run to the bank. I have the biggest screw up right now with PayPal. I'm about to freak out because I had to register my PayPal account up here in Canada. They won't let me transfer money down to the US. So I have to now try to open a bank account here just to transfer money that I have in PayPal. So that's what I was doing up till 6 o'clock today here. I was trying to get that done, but everyone's giving me a hard time about opening an account here because I don't have a permanent address. Is that something always that I've just never been caught up to back in the States? You need a proof of address to open a bank account. Is that true, T?
I don't know. I mean, I think, if you just cross the border, you can get a bank account and a cell phone pretty easy. I don't know why they're giving you a fucking hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very weird.
In the United States, I mean, maybe because you went to Canada, they have different rules.
Yuka, I can't even send it to the States because I can't even hook up a card from my bank account.
He's just fucking with you. He's just fucking with you. He just wants you to send him the money. Send him the money. You'll never get it back.
Asshole. All right, that's a good place to leave off for tonight. What a dick. He's been messing with me all night, man. I can't take it anymore. All right, T. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you so much for doing the
yeah, guys, let me know if you go see Exorcist Believer. Let me know if you agree with my assessment. That's why I wanted to come on and share that with you guys tonight. Let me know if you liked it or didn't like it. Am I all washed up, or did you agree with my take on the movie? I hope some of y'all are going to see it. Q4 matters. We got Taylor Swift and we got Beyonce, and thank God. But we need every revenue dollar we can possibly get in Q4. So don't be afraid to go see them movies.
Yeah, guys. Yep. Yeah, T. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on and livening up the last couple of hours since we lost all the females. I'm glad you were here to inform us. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. And thank you guys, everyone in the chat. My mods who were here tonight, Prometheus, Yuka was here. Who else? Liz was here earlier. Pam was here. Danny now, new mod. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out with us. Have a great night, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Love you.
Have a good night, guys.